Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here. How are you doing? Well, we're in the second half of the week, which means that the theme reviews will go by dusk now, and we're going to be looking at a map which may or may not hit the mark, because we're going back in time when the skills were not quite so honed. It is Throwback Thursday. This one is from March 2016, so the game's been out a year, and people have had a chance to practice, so it should be a little better than normal. It's Garmisch-Partenkirchen, now by FSF Ranger. Now, my German, despite having German in my blood, there's your start square, isn't necessarily any good, so if you've got German in your vocabulary, please let me know whether Garmisch-Partenkirchen is even close. I'd settle for close. There's your resources. Yeah, I would settle for close. I'll just take it. I will. Anyway, what do you need off the workshop? And the answer is, well, nothing. You should use the Alpine theme, and it's there on the left in the description. There are other themes available, of course, but yes, we've gone with the Alpine theme, and I've gone with the European Vanilla LUT as well. Right, and we'll start off in the fog with the highways and have a look and see how they work. And there's a little bit of drifting to and fro. It's not necessarily the world's biggest sin if it feels like they are meant to drift. Got to be honest, this just feels a little bit loose with the highway control, if I'm honest. Now, the other thing to look at is this is out in the fog. It's a 25 tile based map. What are we doing with this highway out in the fog? I'm not so sure. That said, it's probably not going to be seen by vanilla players, which means that this glitchy elevated bit of highway here won't be noticed. Doesn't mean I can't mark it down though, does it? No, of course not. Right, then we come down to the highway, and we've got this little loop over here which allows the traffic to get down the other side, which is, well, required basically. And then down here we've got another loop over which allows the traffic coming in from directly in the fog behind us to go down the highway we were just looking at. Now this tree. Now, I don't have a big problem with trees in the middle of the highways, but that just seems a bit lost. If there was a reason to believe that that tree wasn't just left there when the highways are plonked down, just an oversight, maybe. Okay, we've got some glitchiness in the highway where obviously the highways are drifting and coming back together, and it's some of you don't care. Okay, I have to mention it. It's my unofficial job. my self-appointed job to tell you about glitchy highways, even though you can see them. But anyway, let's forget about that. We're near the start square now. We are nearly there. We are. Oh, now look. Oh, hang on. Let's check the start square first of all. There you are. That intersection there. Very sweet indeed. Lots of build playing around it. A little bit of popping in and popping out of trees. That's not the map maker's fault. And look at the panorama. Look at beautiful. Now these trees, yes, in the middle of the highway here, they're clearly there for decoration, and I'm happy with them being there. They make sense to be there. It just seems like they were designed to be there. And then, that singular tree though. Now, because of what led up to it, these trees here, I'm more inclined to believe that singular tree than the first singular tree, which was obviously several kilometres away from where we are now. Right, anyway, we go back to more decoration, a slightly uppy-downy highway, singular tree there, that's fine. But yes, just a little bit of drift in the highway. It doesn't feel like there's full control on the roads. It's put down fairly slapdash, but not too bad. And then we got a bridge. Let's check the bridge out. Now, my first instinct is erg. But if you look at this particular one on its own, it looks alright, okay, it's not bad. And then this one on its own, bit foggy, I know, sorry about that, is not too bad. And if you look at them from above, they're perfectly aligned. They just look a little bit untidy. I'd like to have seen them. They don't have to match up exactly. Okay, I'm not being that anal, but I would like to see it just a little bit tidier. Anyway, right, we'll follow the rail now. The rail is going to be a little bit uppy downy as well. I should warn you in advance. If you're looking for perfectly smooth rail, this is not going to be your map. But like I say, it's Throwback Thursday, overhanging into the live rails. There, good, live wires even, not live rails. Yeah, if you're looking for a perfect map, you're probably not going to go back 2 years to find a map, are you? You're going to find one that's released fairly recently by one of the better producers. But this might be the map you're looking for. Now look at this, it drops off a little bit there, and then it goes up into a bump, and then drops, and then goes to the bump. That could have been smoothed out very easily, even using the basic vanilla tools. Now we've got this bridge here, Humpback Bridge. We had these already this week, and see we've got a little bit of flooding kind of going on there, and that will get worse, I'm sure of that. Fine on the other side, easily fixed using today's Move It mod. Shall we fix it? Shall we do it? Yeah, why not? Hey, why not? Okay, so this wasn't available to FSF Ranger when they built the map. Okay, this wasn't available to them, so I'm making this look easy, and it wasn't necessarily that easy. But if we just raise this up just a little bit, we're about high enough there. No, a little bit more, about there maybe. Yeah, it's not far off perfect. Okay, we're not going to do a perfect job. It's a review show, not a move it show. Perhaps we should move it, but anyway, that's much better. We're going to move it now. Yeah, so that's just saying that if you find little things that you don't like, they're not necessarily the biggest necessarily to fix on your own, especially with the tools available today. And we've got another Humpback Bridge here. We're just going to ignore it. Okay, slight flooding possibly on the out there. Now this junction here, where we go left or right, you can only enter it from the direction that we've been coming from. You can't enter it from the other way. So whatever's down here can only go out the exit of the map that we've come down. We've got, should have been a cutting here, no doubt about that. That should have been a cutting. And yeah, up and over the hill here, once again, should be a little bit smoother than this, but that said, it's not too bad. Plenty of overhanging trees. I'm not mentioning them all. I think once you pointed out one, I think you guys will spot like this one here. Possibly didn't actually hit the rail, that one, but the wire. Anyway, dead ends right here. Why? Well, any further you're going to be running into the lake, so that makes some kind of sense, I guess. Let's head back to the main line. The main line! There it is. Okay, so we'll follow this on, see where this takes us to. Pretty sure it'll take us to Assetville. We're not far from Assetville, guys. Yeah, and we've got another humpback rail bridge there. It shouldn't be humpbacked, it should be flat and level. A little bit sharp here when it didn't need to be. I know you wanted to join up with the highway, but that could be smoothed out quite easily. A little gradual bend instead of like that almost elbow. This elbow's okay because it kind of needs to be to get up onto the mountain edge. And then this is just dumb. Sorry, that is just dumb in anybody's book. Might as well put in a staircase. Put in a staircase for the train to get up there. Right, now this is great. The Modular Victorian Mill Pack. This is several assets. I mean several, not 3, not 4, but more than that. And I'll pop them all together, push them, used to move it for one of them to get them to fit in. Put in the roads myself. This is what happens when you basically do a quick job. You could do a much better job than me here by spending time putting this together. This is by donoteat. Do note at. Yes, that's them. Yeah, I know what it says, guys. Anyway, Modular Victorian Mill Pack by donoteat, and that is very nice. You can do a much better job than me. Absolutely promise you with that one. Right, okay, so now to the Springpine Rapid Cinematic with Vivid Lut. This is Ecania's theme, of course. And the factoids. Today's 2 factoids. This is a fairly shortish one. We're under a minute for this one, guys. Under a minute. Don't hold your breath that long. An 18th century English eccentric tried to cure his hiccups by setting light to his nightshirt. It is not recorded whether the cure worked. I suspect it did. I suspect it might have cured every illness that he had. Oh, the diarist Samuel Pepys, he from the Great Fire of London and all that, was accidentally made sterile by an operation to remove his gallstones. Yeah, it would be accidental. I can't imagine that was a desired side effect of having your gallstones removed. Ouch. Anyway, sterility. That's a different story. Speaking of flowing, sorry about that. That was not intended. We got, well, obviously there's no shipping route, so we can go straight into water flow here. Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Not doing a retake. Not doing a retake. Anyway, water goes down the river. Goes down the river like this, all the way to the bottom. Okay. A little bit of that there. That's just down to early game. Early game. We can see it again in a second, right? It's because the water takes a few moments to, a few minutes to settle down. And this is just early map glitching. So don't ignore that. That will not be a problem for you after the first 10 minutes of the game. We've got some flooding here though. Now I have looked at this and I think this is permanent. Now, question I have to ask myself is, do I buy this? This, obviously you can get flooding with plenty of sunshine on the snow, on the mountains, flooding the river. Do I buy? I don't know that I do. I think this was an error. It looks like an error to me. You can see the banks there. Look how deep the river is as well. I've got a bit of a problem with that. I prefer the river to be believable. If you've not got any shipping route going down it, do you really want it that deep? I don't know. I've got another one there. That seems to be a little bit too deep. That one, that tree. So I think that's just that's an error as well. But you can decide that you like them. It's just like springtime flooding, maybe. Look how deep that is. You've got a trench down the middle. And I understand why it's been done. It does help you control the speed of the river as well, and the amount of water flow going down it. Here as well, you see like they're very shallow on one side and just drops away. Some rivers actually do that. Some do. Okay, so put me right. Tell BonBonB that he's wrong. And I'll just go and sulk in the corner until tomorrow's show. Okay, right, up the hill, up the river, and we don't normally go up the rivers, but we'll go up the rivers today, as there's no shipping routes. Now, if we head right, we will go left as well, but we're going to quickly skim over right here. Up here we've got a little waterfall. Well, I wanted to show you that. Okay, it's quite tidy. I like that a lot. But then we've got this canyon. Now, I know canyons happen, and I know they can look a little bit like that, but this just looks like it was gouged out using the terrain tool, basically. Okay, it was just gouged out using the terrain tool. Let's have a quick look at this little lake up in the clouds that you wouldn't normally see if you're playing 25 tiles. Yeah, that's I just don't buy into that canyon. And if it were the only one, I might buy into it more. But over here, at the top of this river, we've got another one. It just looks too artificial. And we have got a waterfall in it, but it doesn't feel real to me. Also not feeling real is this water source. Once again, just gouged out of the land, and all the water seems to be coming out the top of it. Don't buy it, guys. Don't buy it. And then up here, this doesn't feel... Once again, this is out of the 25 tiles, which is probably why Ranger has decided not to do anything with them, because he figures that, yeah, certainly back in March 2016, no one's going to see outside of the 25 tiles. And then bloody Penguin, the guys came along and gave us extra abilities. These fields I don't buy at all. They just don't... I mean, if you come down to ground level, they don't even look like fields. They don't feel like fields. They seem odd. They seem disjointed. They're on their own. They're not connecting. I don't know, guys. I don't buy it. I'm not buying it. I want a refund. I want a field refund. Hey. Hope you're enjoying our field trip anyway. What have we got going on here? Plenty of flat build. This is the start square, of course. Plenty of flat build play in the start square, as you would expect. And if we go up into the mountains, let's have a look at the mountains. You've seen there's plenty of build zone in this map. Very rugged up here. They're not going to be doing an awful lot of building up here, but if you do get in here, there are tiny little like valleys like this. This looks like the Valley of the Dinosaurs. If a T-Rex came round the corner now, it would not surprise me. Well, it would, because it's Cities Skylines, but you know what I mean. We've got some more hidden valleys away up here as well, in the elevated sections. And, well, the mountains are sublime. I mean, the Alpine theme really does bring out like a snowy tops to them, and I'm liking the ruggedness here. As we go up into this huge monolith mountain at the top here. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Get lost up there and you are going to need mountain rescue to come find you. More fields there that I'm not buying into. Do you know what? I think we're about done. Aesthetically, it's pretty damn good. It is. It's pretty damn good. I'm not going to give it a 5th star. I'm not buying in that much, but certainly the mountains make this a very attractive map, and I'm giving it 4 stars for that. Detailing's actually, on the whole, it's not bad. I can't quite edge it up to a 4th star though, because there were some some major sins that I can't oversee. But yeah, I'm give that 3 stars. Gameplay potential, I think you can do a lot with this, you know. I think you can do a lot. If you don't mind sort of like seeing past the age of the map, I'll give it 4 stars. Garmisch-Partenkirchen by FSF Ranger. Today's Throwback Thursday map, and it's a beauty. Well, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Hit the link on the left for my most recent video, the link on the right for another map in the Waltz map series. Big circle in the middle will subscribe you to me, and of course hit the notification bell to remind yourself that you don't want to miss any of my shows, because why would you? Join me on Patreon. I've got a full map list over there, and you can even vote on Friday's map. Friday tomorrow, it's a voted map. Join me. Love to see you there. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.